Okay, but while there's a break, let me just talk about Jujutsu Kaisen recently because I think I've watched the greatest episode of anime. No, seriously, guys, this it is the best episode of anime I think I've watched ever in my goddamn life.
It's like that escaped you. You didn't even do a transition.
There was a break, and I needed to talk about this because this absolutely rocks. Okay, have I told you about Jujutsu Kaisen?
Are they gone? Can I talk about my anime?
Can I talk about anime? I think I've mentioned Jujutsu Kaisen in the past year. Right? They're like, it is far and away my favorite, like, of the modern shonen anime kind of coming out. And it plays on like a lot of the kind of the general tropes of the likes of your Naruto, your One Piece, your Bleach. But, you know, adding the kind of the darker kind of scale, the darker, more kind of horror edges that a lot of modern stuff is doing, with just absolutely stellar writing, matched with an exceptionally well animated production by Mappa. But all of this comes down. There is an episode. Okay, so we're in the third season. It's been releasing kind of week to week now. We're on about episode 4. There is an episode that came out recently that is basically its own self-contained arc about one of the secondary characters called Maki Zenin. They're setting up for a big tournament arc death game, and she basically has to go back to the family that like disowned her for, you know, patriarchal reasons, to get a bunch of cursed weapons to go take on the big bad. And I won't spoil kind of like how it comes about, but what it turns into is 20 minutes of one woman completely just surgically disassembling and slaughtering an entire clan of people. In the most this was incredible reading it in the manga because there was so like rough shot and it was bloody and gory and like the pages themselves felt visceral to read. The anime has taken a kind of a different stroke where everything is super clean, super like smooth and well animated, huge sweeping camera shots. One sequence is a whole like Kill Bill homage to the Crazy 88. And all the while there is this like really upbeat and joyous like drum solo kicking in the background. There is no sense of like melancholy or the evil she has become. The show is delighting in the slaughter of this patriarchal system, and it is delightful to watch.
Okay, well that kind of leads me to my question. What is the tone of this?
Normally the tone of Jujutsu Kaisen is tension, fear, and action. This is glee. This episode, in itself, is absolute delight. Like, this woman absolutely mercilessly slaughters her dad, her uncles, her cousins, all of the house servants, and then her mom. And there is not a whit of, like, compassion about the fact. And the show is trying to is using that to convey to you that there is no empathy here. These were bad people. These were bad people entrenched in a traditional system that was only putting people down.
Okay, all right. Well, like, let's say you're a bit of an anime normie like me. First of all, I'm assuming it's on Crunchyroll, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so is it too late to kind of hop on this bus? Has it run too far ahead? Like,
No, God, no. I would say genuinely start from the start of the season. Even though the episode itself is self-contained, there is a lot of context that makes it really hit.
right?
But the show itself is actually genuinely one of the best shonen fare going. I know you're a fan of the likes of Demon Slayer and that right now. This is what I would consider the pinnacle of that genre.
Okay, I mean, you had me at Kill Bill, but yeah, this sounds absolutely amazing. Would you think it's like, is it going to be like the next like Demon Slayer type thing, or do you think it's?
Oh, it is. It already is.
It already is.
There's no. It already is.
Okay, I haven't heard of this one in the wild yet.
I suspect once you start watching it, you'll realize that you've grokked a lot of cosplays.
Okay, it's usually the way.
Actually, Dara, because I know you've been wandering aimlessly into cinemas with anime as of late.
Yes.
Has any of the Jujutsu Kaisens crossed your field of vision?
Oh yeah, it did. So I went to go see one after a hockey game, and I had no idea what was going on.
Was this
But
recently?
oh, this was recently. This was like
And this is the first like 2 episodes of this season, the Culling game.
so. Yeah, so is this the one that's just constant violence and like
Yeah.
big? Yeah, I've seen it. It's the wildest thing I have ever seen. And look, I walked out of it right after. I didn't walk out, but I left the theater after it was over, and I had no idea what I watched, but I had a great time.
Such a blast. And like I can imagine that first
I couldn't tell you what happened. I couldn't tell you what it was about.
that first
Like,
episode is very like vibes heavy. It's action packed, but like there's
is.
very little dialogue, and it's just kind of dropping you in the middle of like post season 2 where things are kind of bad, to put it simply. And it just kind of drops you in the scenario where there was all of a sudden this huge high flying set piece, and that's most of the episode.
Yeah, no, and honestly, like it's just I didn't even know that these were the same thing when you mentioned this, and then you bring it up. I was like, oh yeah, I saw that, and I still don't know what it was about. Yeah, he's not lying.
Darren, you need to publish a book of like all your kind of venture into these animes and just like recall what you saw as if it's like a dream you've nearly forgotten about without investigating any further context.
No, honestly, right? Because there's a cinema like literally right beside the SSE, like it's in the complex. So if the game doesn't go to overtime, you can usually just see the last movie that's there. So I actually saw two that week. Seekers, I walked out of legitimately because that was a boring movie, and I said, okay, what else is on? And then I saw that it was that jujitsu thing. I'm like, oh, this will be fun, and I just went in, and yeah, it was great, but I genuinely didn't even know that I'd already seen it until Kev started describing it to me.
It's such an again like this is kind of the de facto way of that they've been releasing things, particularly like big headline anime these days, has been that they'll preview the first like episode or two in cinemas ahead of its like seasonal TV launch. So obviously that is that doesn't help you with any context most of the time.
Listen, I don't even think context could help this one, right?
But also just like I had like considering I obviously watched the previous season twice, have read the entire manga. It took me a good 20 minutes to grok what was happening. Because it just like the start of this third season just kind of curveballs you right into media res. Like,
isn't it so mad that like all the like Marvel and Star Wars are making all these hundreds of TV shows to like get you to go see a movie in the cinema, and then in Japan it's the inverse. They plock stuff in cinema so you can go watch the anime on TV.
If you know what, if Doomsday looked as absolutely sick as Jujutsu Kaisen, they could get away with that.
The thing about it is, it's like when I was watching the anime, like again, it was just constant non-stop action. Yeah, it was just crazy, but I wasn't bored. You know, I'd gone from watching a movie that was just really slow to this feast for the eyes. So absolutely.
Yeah, no, there is a frenetic energy that is captivating. And you gotta watch this show, man.
I want to. It sounds really good. I just need to get the Crunchyroll password back off you.
Just text me. I'm gonna text you right this minute.
Please do. I need to get caught up on that and Chainsaw Man and a whole bunch of other things. I tried watching that. There was like a Netflix one about alchemy, which I enjoyed, but I found to be very strange. Not Full Metal Alchemist.
I don't think I know it. I have really fallen off. I have not watched a lot of anime of late. I still haven't watched that second season of Dan to Dan. It just hasn't crossed me.
I've watched it twice. What are you doing?
Not because I don't want to.
How are we doing? How are we doing for time?
Like 10 minutes.
About 15 minutes.
We have 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, we're doing well. We're